Before we get into this powerful 30-second neck trick, I want you to take a moment and notice something. How often do you feel foggy, sluggish, tired, or just not as sharp as you used to be? Many people think it's just aging, but most of the time it's because the neck and upper spine get tight, restricting blood flow to the brain. And when that happens, everything slows down, your focus, your energy, even your mood. Today, I'm going to share a simple technique you can do anywhere, and it takes only 30 seconds. But before we go there, you need to understand why this works and why it's especially important for men over 50. As we get older, changes in posture, increased stress, long hours looking down at phones, and lack of movement all start to stack up. The neck becomes stiff. The muscles around the cervical spine tighten, and the blood vessels that deliver oxygen, rich blood to your brain don't work as efficiently. The result? You might feel light pressure in the head, difficulty concentrating, slower thinking, or a lack of mental clarity. Many men describe it as feeling like their brain isn't fully switched on. Even though these changes are common, they're not something you have to accept. Small daily habits can dramatically improve blood flow, oxygen delivery, and brain performance. And this 30-second technique is one of the fastest ways to open things up. But to get the full benefit, timing matters, and so does the lifestyle around it. We'll break all of that down step by step. But let's start with a simple truth. Most men over 50 don't realize how much tension they hold in the neck. It builds slowly, year after year, until it becomes the new normal. You might not even notice it until you wake up stiff or feel that dull heaviness behind the eyes. Sometimes it shows as fatigue after reading, headaches after working on the computer, or a general sense of mental slowdown. And the good news is that improving blood circulation upward can make a big difference very quickly. Now here's a key point. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it uses around 20% of your oxygen. That means anything that improves circulation can instantly improve alertness and focus. Even light stimulation of the muscles and joints around the neck can change how efficiently blood moves upward. And that's where this technique comes in. It's safe, it's quick, and it gives results you can feel within seconds. Before I walk you through the movement, I also want you to understand why men after 50 should pay extra attention to habits that support blood flow. Your body isn't recovering the way it used to. Sleep might not feel as refreshing. Stress might linger longer, and muscle flexibility naturally decreases unless you actively work on it. Tightness in the upper body, that's one of the biggest hidden contributors to brain fatigue. This is why the best time to use this trick is when you feel sluggish, right after waking up, or during long hours of sitting. Another great time is right before important tasks when you need maximum clarity. Combined with a few lifestyle habits we'll talk about later, it can become a powerful daily ritual. Now let's talk about what actually causes this tension in the first place, because understanding the root of the problem will make the 30-second trick even more effective. The biggest issue for most men after 50 is posture. Years of leaning forward while driving, working on computers, using phones, or even just reading can shift the head slightly forward. It doesn't seem like much, but even 1 inch of forward head posture can double the amount of stress placed on the neck muscles. They work overtime just to hold your head up, and eventually they become tight and fatigued. When those muscles tighten, they compress the small arteries that run through the neck and toward the brain. This reduced circulation doesn't always show up as pain. Many times it shows up as low energy or mental dullness. You might sit down to focus and feel like your brain is slower to warm up. You might find yourself rereading the same line or forgetting simple things more often. These signs are easy to dismiss, but they're often connected to tension around the cervical spine. And when blood flow is limited, the brain simply can't perform at its best. Another factor is stress. Over the years, stress doesn't just affect emotions. It affects the body physically. When you're under pressure, the muscles at the base of the skull tighten automatically. This is part of the body's response, but when it becomes a daily pattern, it creates chronic stiffness. Many men don't notice how much they clench their jaw or lift their shoulders slightly whenever they're thinking hard, worried, or rushing. These small habits add up over time, creating a kind of stress armor around the neck. Add in less movement, fewer workouts, and less stretching compared to earlier years, and circulation becomes slower. When we're younger, we naturally move more, twisting, bending, turning the head often. But as the decades pass, routines become repetitive, and the range of motion gets smaller. This reduced movement also reduces blood flow. The good news, the body responds quickly when you stimulate the right areas. Even gentle motion can open the pathways and help the brain get the oxygen it needs. This is why this simple technique feels so powerful, because you're giving your brain exactly what it's been asking for. Before we get into the step-by-step instructions, timing is extremely important. Doing this technique when your body is cold, like immediately after waking up, is actually one of the best times. Overnight, the neck stiffens because of long hours without movement. This trick helps switch on the brain and loosen everything up. Another ideal time is during long work sessions. If you're sitting for more than an hour, circulation starts to decrease. The neck trick acts like a reset button. Many people describe feeling clearer, more awake, and more focused right after doing it. And if you tend to feel tired in the late afternoon, this is a perfect moment to use it. It restores mental sharpness without caffeine or stimulants. Also, it's smart to use this technique when you feel that subtle pressure or tightness behind the eyes. That's often a sign that the small muscles around the vertebrae are tense. Even 30 seconds can relieve that sensation. Before I guide you through the exact technique in the next part, remember this: small daily habits become powerful when repeated consistently. You don't need equipment. You don't need long stretches or exercises, just a simple 30-second routine that you can do quietly anywhere, anytime. All right, now let's walk through the 30-second technique itself. I want you to do this slowly, gently, and with full attention to how your neck feels. This isn't about force, it's about opening space in the muscles and letting blood flow freely upward. Most people feel the effect right away, like the brain suddenly wakes up. Start by sitting or standing tall. You don't need perfect posture, just straighten the spine slightly and relax your shoulders. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, let the tension drop out of your upper body. Many people don't realize how much they keep their shoulders lifted even without noticing. Relaxing them is the first step. Now, place the tips of your fingers on the sides of your neck, right below the angle of the jaw. You're not pressing deeply, just making gentle contact. These muscles, called the sternocleidomastoid muscles, play a huge role in circulation because they sit right over key blood vessels. Even light stimulation helps soften them. Turn your head very slowly to the right as far as it feels comfortable. Don't push. Hold it for just 2 seconds, keeping your breathing relaxed. Then slowly turn your head to the left and hold again. Move side to side like this 3 or 4 times. What you're doing is loosening the tissues that tighten over time from daily habits. Next, tilt your head gently downward like you're looking toward the floor. You'll feel a light stretch in the back of your neck. Stay there for 2 slow breaths. Then bring your head back to center and tilt upward slightly, not all the way back, just a few degrees, enough to open the front of the neck. This increases space for upward blood flow. Now here's the key movement. Take your right hand and place it gently behind your head at the base of the skull. Slowly guide your head forward just a centimeter. You're not pulling, you're simply helping the neck lengthen. Hold it for 1 deep breath, then relax. Repeat the same with your left hand. These tiny movements release the suboccipital muscles, which are some of the biggest culprits behind restricted blood flow. Finish with this final step. Gently massage the muscles on both sides of the neck using small circular motions. Keep your touch very light. Too much pressure can actually make the muscles tighten. Slow, soft circles across the sides and up toward the base of the skull work best. Do this for just 10 seconds. All of this together takes about 30 seconds and you should feel a shift almost immediately. People often describe feeling clearer, lighter, or mentally more awake. Some feel warmth across the skull, which is a sign of improved circulation. Others notice their breathing deepen naturally, which is another positive effect. This technique works because it relaxes the tight band of muscles that sit around the arteries carrying blood upward. When these muscles loosen, the arteries expand slightly and blood moves more efficiently. Oxygen reaches the brain faster and the brain responds instantly. That's why this technique feels so powerful. It's not magic, it's physiology. One more thing to keep in mind, consistency matters far more than intensity. Doing this once will help you feel better, but doing it daily can actually restore healthier circulation patterns long term. With time, you'll notice fewer moments of mental fog, fewer tension headaches, and better focus throughout the day. Now that you understand the technique and how it works, let's talk about how to make it a powerful habit that supports your overall health, especially if you're over 50. The truth is, circulation is one of the most important factors in aging well. When blood flow is strong, everything functions better: your brain, your muscles, your heart, your energy, even your sleep, and small daily habits can create major improvements over time. One of the first things to focus on is timing. Doing this neck technique at the right moments throughout the day can multiply the benefits. Many men find the best time to use it is first thing in the morning. When you wake up, your body has been still for hours. The neck becomes stiff, the joints feel tight, and circulation is slow. Using this technique in the early part of the day helps switch on the brain, warm up the muscles, and prepare your body for movement. It can set the tone for the entire morning. The next important time is during long periods of sitting. Whether you're working at a desk, watching something, or reading, the neck naturally leans forward. Blood flow decreases gradually, and you may not notice how much tension builds until you stand up and feel that heaviness. If you use this technique every 60 to 90 minutes of sitting, you'll interrupt that tension cycle before it builds. Think of it as hitting a refresh button for your brain. Another excellent moment is the late afternoon slump. Many men feel tired, slow, or mentally drained around that time. Instead of reaching for another cup of tea or coffee, using this 30-second trick can bring your energy back naturally. It gives the brain the oxygen it needs without stimulants, and the clarity it brings can be felt quickly. Now let's talk lifestyle, because daily habits add even more support to the benefits of this technique. Movement is one of the most powerful allies of circulation. You don't need long workouts. Even light walking for 10 to 20 minutes helps improve blood flow to the entire body, including the brain. Gentle shoulder rolls, stretching the chest, and opening the upper body can also reduce the strain on the neck. These small changes make the 30-second trick even more effective. Hydration is another easy but often overlooked factor. When the body is dehydrated, blood becomes thicker and circulation slows down. Drinking water throughout the day helps keep everything flowing smoothly. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration, so keeping water nearby is one of the simplest ways to support your brain. Breathing is also key. Most people breathe shallowly without realizing it, especially during stress. Taking a few slow, deep breaths through the nose can instantly relax the upper body, reduce neck tension, and improve oxygen intake. When you combine deep breathing with the neck technique, the benefits stack together. Sleep quality also plays a major role. Poor sleep weakens the muscles around the neck and increases stiffness. Men over 50 often experience changes in their sleep cycles, which can add to the feeling of heaviness around the head. A simple routine like light stretching before bed or sleeping with a supportive pillow can make a big difference. When you sleep well, the neck stays relaxed and circulation improves naturally. The foods you eat matter too. Foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fats, and natural nitrates help blood vessels stay flexible. This improves circulation and supports brain health. Even small additions like leafy greens, nuts, berries, or a bit of olive oil can help support healthier blood flow. When you combine all these habits with the 30-second technique, you're giving your body the tools it needs to stay alert, energized, and mentally sharp. The NeckTrick is powerful on its own, but when you surround it with the right lifestyle support, it becomes a long-term solution instead of a temporary fix. Now that you understand how this technique works, when to use it, and how to support it with the right habits, let's bring everything together. The most important thing to remember is that your body is always communicating with you. When you feel foggy, tired, tense, or unfocused, those aren't just random sensations, they're signals. They're reminders that your neck may be holding too much tension and your brain may not be getting the steady flow of oxygen it needs. This 30-second trick is a simple way to respond to those signals. What makes this technique so powerful is how quickly the body reacts. When you loosen the muscles around the upper neck, the blood moves upward with more freedom. It's like clearing a narrow pathway so traffic can move again. The brain receives more oxygen, more nutrients, and more circulation, and it responds immediately. Many people report feeling more awake, more balanced, and more mentally steady right after using it. For men over 50, this becomes especially valuable because circulation naturally slows down with age unless you take steps to support it. But the real strength of this routine comes from consistency. Think of it as a small investment you make each day that pays off the moment you do it. Whether you're starting your morning, preparing for a busy day, or trying to regain focus in the afternoon, these 30 seconds help keep your brain operating at its best. And over time, as tension in the neck reduces, you may find that headaches become less frequent, thinking becomes clearer, and you feel more energized throughout the day. Another thing to remember is that you don't need to wait until you feel uncomfortable. Using this technique proactively is one of the smartest approaches. If you make it part of your routine, you prevent the neck from reaching that stiff, tired state in the first place. It's much easier to maintain good circulation than to fix it once it becomes restricted. And when you combine this with daily movement, proper hydration, regular deep breathing, and even a few minutes of stretching, you're giving your brain and body the support they need to function at a higher level. You might even notice improvements in your posture. When the neck muscles become more flexible and relaxed, it's easier to keep the head in a neutral position. This reduces strain on the entire upper back and shoulders, which improves overall comfort. It's all connected: the neck, the spine, the brain, and your daily habits. When one improves, the others follow. If you start using this technique today, keep it gentle, keep it slow, and pay attention to how your body feels. Don't rush it. Don't force any movement. The goal is not to stretch aggressively, but to create space, release tension, and allow your body to function the way it's designed to. Give it a few days and you'll begin noticing patterns. When your mind feels sharper, when your energy lasts longer, and when that tightness you used to feel every morning or after long hours slowly begins to fade. Remember, great health often comes from small, simple practices repeated over time. This 30-second neck routine is one of those practices. It's easy, it's safe, and it works with the natural mechanics of your body. Keep doing it, stay consistent, and I promise your brain, your focus, and your overall well-being will thank you. If you use this technique daily, you're giving yourself one of the quickest and most effective tools to stay mentally sharp, energized, and balanced, no matter your age.